Hello, I am Professor Zahoor, ex-Dean Faculty of Fine Arts, Jamia Millia Islamia University, New Delhi. I have given different demonstrations. One was morning landscape, one of afternoon and then evening. Morning one had soft color scheme. In the afternoon scene, one sees strong color schemes with strong shadows. And in evening, long shadows with dark colors. Now I am going to give demonstration on night landscape and see how different the colors of night time are. Take a palette and first of all take out Persian blue on it. Even two or more variations of same color can add more intricacy to the painting. The second color is white, and after mixing it with purple, one can create multiple tones of mauve. The night scene is dominated by dark colors. The dark or black has every color in it as it absorbs, unlike white, which reflects all the colors. Fill the sheet with the strokes of tones of blues as form the dark base, only the night scene will emerge with its peeping beauties. The haphazard strokes add to the playfulness, and one should not be more concerned about the rough strokes, as from these strokes only something concrete will crop up and change the total scenario or piece. Adding another tone to it, overcoat the sky area with tones of mauves. One can see the place of different blues, some pure and some mixed with white and crimson. Nighttime painting is an exercise to search for the object, which are lost in the ambiguity of darkness. At the initial stage, one can't make out what is going to peep out through the dark colors. But to bring out the essence of the scene, it is just important to work on the base and let new things find their way. Don Archibald's code perfectly fit in making these kind of paintings, where he says, my paintings evolve originally from life's everyday glances. Rather than trying to force my will on them, I give them total control. Each layer determines and guides the next. Here too, application of another lighter tone mixed with white over the horizon will lead to another level of understanding the forms, which will be gradually built in the painting tones, textures, and tints will form their own shapes by interlocking light and shadows. Till now, one can imagine or visualize the lighter tone indicating the light behind the mountains. Apply dark blue in the foreground and let the brush strokes talk for themselves, reflecting the blending, roughness, and textural approach. With the flow of brush strokes, the essence of wildness can come out beautifully. There is no clarity of the scene being depicted, as till now everything is lost in the tones of blues. There is a freedom of the one layer of color being coated over by the other layer, and this instant reworking will only bring out beauty of the night. A single stroke of brush acts as an element in itself, creating multiple levels in a flat surface. Senino Senini says this is an occupation known as painting, which calls for imagination and skill of the hand in order to discover the things not seen, hiding themselves under the shadow of natural objects, and to fix them with the hand, presenting to blind sight what does not actually exist. The application of dark tone in the foreground has created a skyline, and the tonal variations of mauve over the dark tone of blue is giving the impression of wild growth or grass finding its identity when lost in the shadows. Line of white clearly indicated the pathway through the plantation. To make it not create too stark a contrast against the darkness. There is another possibility of mixing it with the blues. One cannot imagine how many times an artist might feel the need of applying light over dark and again dark over light. As per the need of the aesthetic moment. Again apply a few strokes of purple to act as another dark layer, indicating the dense foliage closer to the skyline. A dark patch dividing the sky from the foreground will later on help in guessing the source of light. Peep into inner vision and looking for virtuosity and mystery. There are so many possibilities in creating something new in the play of multiple layers. Like William D. Raymond says, it is a doorway into spiritual space. It is an expression of transcendent from that opens out into the infinite. The sky will get more dark to reflect the mood of night, highlighting the lightest area of the horizon. The light will become the pivot around which the essence will develop. All the objects appear dark in the night. That's why The branches and the bushes are appearing with the strokes of dark blues. The depths of dark are adding the impression of uneven ground and a rough path, adding more shadows to the scene. The great impressionist Claude Monet very aptly said, when you go out to paint, try to forget what object you have before you, a tree, a house, a field, or whatever. Merely think, here is a little square of blue, here an oblong of pink, here a streak of yellow, and paint it just it looks to you, the exact color and shape, until it emerges as your own naive impression of the scene before you. The conscious and subconscious minds are moving simultaneously with the sensual and addictive rhythm of the brush creating foliage of the tree by diluting blue with the water. One works with passionate indifference, yet enjoys at the deep level the blend of application of myriad tones when the mind is transported to another imaginary world. This is what is known as a creative process that takes place in front of us, by us, and still it's tough to chalk out the mysteries of overpainting. The white will create a sharp contrast and grant another mood to the scene painted. The whiteness will play like ripples and add flavor of playfulness and spontaneity, where some areas will get diffused while other highlighted. By darkening the sky totally, the whole painting is getting mysterious and closed and full of excitement and wonder. It's been painted by the vision of a spirit. The little visible objects or shapes are again losing themselves in brush strokes, creating an area which again needs to be explored through myriad perspectives and perceptions. A few patches here and there will add new dimensions in reconstruction of a scene in another light of experimentation and exploration, and in a way fertilize the imagination. An artist's mind is again asking him to coat another layer of dark blue over the prevailing light and find the essence of the night. It's all in his mind, where he wants to go and where he wants to take his painting to. It's a new reality of his imaginary world, a reality yet away from worldly reality. And this is exactly what's happening in this painting. There is concentration, yet an openness to the experimentation and trying to create depth in the blues, bringing out something new. Demolishing and then reconstructing the scene with inner vision. Every stroke will tell its own story and form its importance. The multiple layers of light and shade will lead the way back to reality somehow. The imagination, skill, colors, and textures will write or paint their own meaningful pictorial language. What is important is to create an apt atmosphere. It will be a baby of personal vision and realm of experiences. Using the stark silhouettes and contrasts with enigmatic brush strokes imparts a dramatic look to a simple scene, reinforcing deepest shadows and overall tone required to suit the mood of the composition. Conforms to the placement of the source of light. The scene is becoming a reflection of unique visual statements, ideas, and concepts. The dark patches will stand out against the lighter background and speak volumes. Even through the abstractions where the preachments have been cut out, one can feel the essence and character of the scene. The source of light governs everything, whether it's a day scene or one in night. One's observation of the nature and its objects only leads the way to paint a totally different or unique perception, where there can be just suggestions to represent an object, or there can be an intricate depiction. An artist's soul is never tired of putting layers and layers of strokes to bring out exact expression so that the painting ultimately turns out to be a work of mind. The lighter depths have created a pathway, road in the denseness of forest. A few dark depths will add another dimension. But whatever happens, the final outcome is just the indication of the way on which the idea has been articulated with a perfect blend of imagination and intellect. Kandinsky once said, "There is no form, there is nothing in the world which says nothing." Often it is true, the message does not reach our soul, either because it has no meaning in and for itself, or as it is more likely, because it has not been conveyed to the right place. Every serious word rings inwardly, like the calm and dignified words, "Here I am." After the painting is completed, remove the sellotape from the side of the paper. It acts as a mask and creates even border for a painting, adding to the beauty. An artist's mind is never satisfied. He wants to add touches till he can. This is the basic nature of an artist, to explore more and more and experiment with the endless possibilities. The whole scene till now was looking too monochromatic. So to add another color to it, add depths representing flowers with crimson color. It is very important for previous layer of color to dry before an artist applies another coat. Unless he wants to create an effect of mixed colors and wants to reactive lower layer. To subdue the crimson effect of flowers, glazing the whole painting by a thin layer of blue. One can even glaze a painting partially. An already blue painting will get coated in another layer of blue and enhance the flavor.